He looks so good. How is that possible? How is any of that possible?
I'm gonna sound like an idiot, but I don't understand it, so I'm just gonna go coaching. I love that coach. Coach is awesome.
Okay, but so there was actually there were several plays where he's running in circles and turned it into something. Yeah. Pete Carroll said he looked like Fran Tarkenton, which is a great old man reference.
It really is.
But honestly, the best play that he had in that game was an incompletion. Yeah. It was late in the fourth quarter, and he was running around, running in circles, goes to the left side, comes all the way around to the right side, and throws a flawless pass to Brandon Ayuk in the back corner of the end zone, and he dropped it. If he catches that ball, it's like the perfect bow on that performance. He was sensational in that game. He looks so comfortable playing and play out in that offense. At this point, you just have to throw your hands and be like, guy's good, I guess.
Let me go ahead and just show you this exchange back and forth. Greenberg comes out and says, unlikeliest story in NFL history playing out directly in front of our eyes. And then RG3 comes in with, you're not wrong there. To which Kurt Warner comes in, I mean, really? The unlikeliest? He's so right to be pissed off about that.
Yes, he is.
Would be rookie season, though, for the final pick in the NFL draft. Rookie, first year. I mean, Brady was a 6th-round pick. It's just, we haven't necessarily seen this with the 2 top quarterbacks going down.
But how look, you can make it coaching, but how did that coach see that Trey Lance was so much more talented and Trey Lance looks incompetent, and I take the last pick in the draft and he is Fran Tarkenton? It is such a great old man reference but Fran Tarkenton was Kyler Murray before Kyler Murray, just doing loop-de-loops in the backfield.
But how frustrating must that be for Pete Carroll? Like, we have Brock Purdy. He's Brock Purdy. We have him going the wrong direction. We have him in the grass. That was not the only time in that game that he was running around and creating something with his feet. That must have been every time, like when he came into the game against the Dolphins, I'm thinking, the Dolphins have to win this game. And they've only I think they've scored over 30 points in all of their games since Brock Purdy became the starter. It's incredibly frustrating for every opponent to be like, well, surely is now is when it ends. And you would imagine that San Francisco is going to have a formula to where he can have one of the average NFL quarterback games we talk about all the time, which is any quarterback can go 17 of 27 for 178 yards, a touchdown and an interception. No, Brock Purdy wins these, or goes a long way towards winning these games for San Francisco. His numbers are good too.
Occasionally there's going to be the Josh Allen that you saw occasionally maybe in college, and he ends up being a lot better because you're just predisposed to hate on the guy from Wyoming. I'm happy that Brock Purdy, who looked good in college, is better than Trey Lance, who we barely saw at North Dakota.
Brock Purdy is also the luckiest player in the NFL. Look at what he's surrounded by. Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, a great offensive line, an outstanding defense, the best defense we've seen in years. Brock Purdy doesn't have to do a whole lot surrounded by what he's surrounded by.
But he does do a whole lot.
He does,
That's the thing.
But he has no
does
real
more than the
pressure
previous
on
two
him,
quarterbacks.
Though. He's not being called upon to win games. They can run the ball. They have.
Well, he hasn't really needed to be called upon because they've been out in front quite easily. He's making the plays.
But I mean, Saturday was a close game for San Francisco for 3 quarters. And then the game completely exploded when Geno Smith got strip sacked by Bosa, who is amazing. And then they let him right down the field. And then the floodgates open. It was just Purdy touchdown, Purdy touchdown, Purdy touchdown. And they were flying after that.
Was that his second close game? His second closest game as a pro so far? It ended up being a blowout because I know he won a shootout against Jared Stidham of all
The
people.
Dolphins game was close with Tua when he came in.